Year 2011. Let me all tell you a story. There was this very unpretentious, happy-go-lucky girl who rejoined her work full-time job after a long maternity sabbatical. She was a young mother of two lovely boys aged 10 and 7 years. She was a complete reveler and a merry maker. Fast forward 2024, she saw a lot of changes in herself. She was an accomplished academician with a lot of contributions to the field of science, research, and teaching. From a 5-kilometer runner, she qualified for the most coveted Boston Marathon. Not only that, she was a podium finisher in most of the running events. From running, she moved to swimming. From a doggy paddle swim, now she can swim comfortably in oceans. What started as fun cycling rides with her children became a more serious affair on the saddle. She saw doing 300 kilometers in 16 hours and cycling in high altitudes from Manali to Leh. From a marathoner, she became a triathlete, completing the most toughest one-day triathlon event in the world, the Ironman event. And she was ranked number 1 among Indian women triathletes for the year 2019. Most recently, she summited the tallest peak in the world, Mount Everest, on 19th May 2024. The mojo behind evolution, what makes this girl tick? Life for Usha, that's me as my friends call me, has been an evolution from a runner to a triathlete to a mountaineer. And this has been fantastic evolution, endorsing Darwinism and fitness at 50 plus. The mojo behind evolution has been not just the physical training, but handling mental and emotional aspects as well, along with multiple responsibilities. Often, people get carried away by peer pressure. They do too much too soon. But this does not have sustainability. I believe that adapting a step-by-step progressive process in anything, be it in training or otherwise, should be the way. Age is definitely a number that one should respect, but it should never be a deterrent from starting anything new. I started running at the age of 40 with 5 kilometers, and within 2 years, I was running marathon distance of 42 kilometers, giving a lot of younger individuals run for their money. But when it came to swim, it was not the same. I struggled a lot to master it with a lot of hard work. So one should know their limitations, accept it, train it accordingly. A good time to start a lot of things was a long time ago. And the next good time is today. Having big goals to chase is always very dreamy. But my dear friends, if you do not back it with a strong action plan, it remains a dream. In a year, I choose 2 events as my targets and end up as a podium finisher in most of the events. This has been possible only because I have a strong action plan, 4 to 6 months of dedicated training for every event that I do. Although I am a coach myself, a certified coach, I have always been coached by someone else. Mentors are people who see more ability and talent in you and bring it out in you than you can do it yourself. I have always had 100% trust in my mentor, and trust me, it has worked every single time. Training for anything is never simple. For instance, training for a run, you cannot run with any XYZ shoes. I learned this the hard way. Hardly a couple of months into running, I started having heel issues and ankle issues. When I contacted a friend of mine who was already into running for many years, he enlightened me about the choice of shoes. The choice of shoes based on your needs, the distances you run, the terrain you run, the running style that you have, and yes, of course, your pocket. So, similar multiple aspects are present, be it in gear selection, nutrition, hydration, rest and recovery, and so forth. There are always experts. Don't hesitate to seek expert advice always. Champions are not made in gym, but they are made from something they have deep inside them, said Muhammad Ali. If you are strong mentally and emotionally, and if your body cries, stop, don't go further, there is always hope if you are strong mentally and emotionally. Setbacks and injuries are a part and parcel of any athlete. I broke both my hands during a cycling event due to a fall in 2013, but that did not stop me. I came back stronger within 6 months after recovery. I have not been able to run for the past 1.5 years due to a serious back issue that I am suffering. But I do hope to get back to running, my first love. Setbacks are difficult to handle, but a true sports person is one who knows when to stop, not train and push during your injuries. Be very patient during recovery time and emerge stronger. Life is to be lived like humans and not machines. Even machines need maintenance time out. Home, career, passions, and life. How does one manage it all? All of us have 24 hours and we all want to be superhumans. With few adaptations and priorities, it is definitely possible.
Indeed.
When my children were young and the GDNA, the guilt DNA that seems to be prevalent in women only was troubling me, I decided to take stock of the situation. I moved from a full-time job to a part-time job. Yes, the money inflow was less, but I was stress and guilt-free. And I could do my job as well as continue my passions. Multitaskers, especially women, be kind to yourself. Have priorities right and delegate time wisely. Live and let live is a choice that each one of us make for ourselves, which can make or break us. My husband, a busy orthopedician, a good one at it, works almost 16 hours a day. So somewhere down the line, I started feeling neglected without enough time being spent together. Then I decided, after seeing his love and dedication towards his patients, that I need to do something for myself. I started indulging in fitness activities. And trust me, today we spend more quality time together with mutual respect for one another. My husband has not only taught me to be a better person, but I have evolved as a sports person too. Dear fellow mates, especially ladies, do not think that we are indispensable and life does not go on without us being around. Just a fortnight before I was to leave for my Everest expedition in April 2024, a family member fell really sick. He was hospitalized. He was in ICU. But thankfully, he was discharged within a week. But his health status was very vulnerable. A heartbreaking dilemma. Do I go for the 2-month expedition in this condition? Even though my family members encouraged me. Then I told myself, there is only so much one can do, even if I stay back. There are people who can take my place and take care of things. I told myself then that I have to have detachment in attachment. Going away does not mean that I do not love the person, but not going definitely means that I do not love myself enough. Finally, I did go, and today, when I look back, that has been the best decision of my life. All is well, life goes on. I decided to summit Mount Everest 3 years ago, and it's not been easy. There has been a lot of turmoil since the time I decided. I am not a mountaineer. I had just 1 week of training in the mountain climbing skills, had summited only one 6,100 meter peak in the training, much against the required 8,000 meter peak climbing as training. And I had failed to summit a 6,200 meter peak during my training. Age was not on my side, and I was recovering from a bad back. I always felt underprepared for the mountains, and there were yin and yangs driving me crazy day and night. Mount Everest expedition is an expensive affair. I had the money, expendable money, to spend it and splurge on my dreams. But do I do that or save the money for a rainy day? Do I come back crippled, or do I not come back at all alive and get buried in the snow? Do I take such a huge risk? Is it worth it all? Under the darkness of the night, it would scare me and I would say, no, I will not take up this challenge. But come morning, bright, chirpy mornings, I would say, if I do not follow my dreams, what is life after all? I have a job, I am financially secure, I can always come back and earn. So splurge it on your dreams, follow it while you can. Risks are present all over. So anything can happen at the desk while working. Even if I do not come back, my near and dear ones will definitely miss me, but they will move on, and my children are old enough to handle themselves. So with these turmoils, finally, the main turmoil that I went through was I did not have enough experience in the mountains. But I was fit. I was a fit person. And I had a strong mental backup and never give up attitude. Plus, to top it all, I had my Sherpa's permission and approval of my fitness. So finally, I decided that I was the lucky one to have the zeal, the enthusiasm, the motivation, and the mindset to sign up for such adventures. And I signed up for it with feeling of gratitude for the opportunity. So, Darwin's theory of evolution states that with time and adaptation, growth and advancements are inevitable. It is bound to happen. One needs to give time and be ready to adapt. I would like to add, my two lovely small boys are no more small. They've grown up being fine gentlemen, pursuing their passion both in academia and otherwise. Therefore, evolution, my dear friends, is to each one of us who want to live a life and not be a mere spectator. Don't get busy making a living and forget to evolve to make a life. Thank you.